sometime, but Miracles is a long ways off, and the other two decks I want to get together are about 300. Being a modern green red Tron and vintage dredge, which I meant to compile a list for as we can start on that. But vintage dredge is very well compared to as everything else compared to the other decks in vintage. It's very cheap. Whatever. It never matters. Like, you don't even like. I just don't even know where that display comes in. I guess here, but whatever. Yeah, it's very cheap. Like, the most expensive card is Undiscovered Paradise, which isn't super necessary. But those are like crazy expensive just because they've only been printed once online. And I kind of like the Petrified Fields better. I also like Fate Stitcher in the deck. It's pretty funny. I don't know if Fate Stitchers are online. I have an odd foiling philosophy, at least in paper. So they're only 4 cents. Well, they may be sold out. They have one. Traders. Way to not search for Fate Stitcher when I type on your thing. They have 2. I should strive to get some foil ones. No, I want like 2. But so like, when I foil stuff, at least in paper, because paper foils are expensive. I like to foil like accents of the deck. So like in Miracles, all the foils are really expensive because, you know, Eternal deck, expensive foils, whatever. I have my basic lands foiled, as well as my Proxuses, which were a byproduct of the period that I bought them in. But like, you know, Miracles is a deck that's very well known for playing basic lands because it doesn't want to get wastelanded, and it's able to play basic lands just by the large amount of fetches it plays and its slower playstyle. So my basics are foiled. I have foil Crocuses from when the Chinese counterfeit scare was a thing, but foils were safe and they were $10 cheaper than Legends ones, so it's just like, yeah, I'll save money and not get things that can be fake. And they've since jumped to 200, which is amazing. Wow. These guys have been using their sideboard time. How much those are? But online with foils being cheaper, it's usually just a couple cents to get a foil, which I'm okay with. Though foils for this are $4 more. So looks like you're just getting all random ones. These ones. It doesn't have all the foils listed apparently. That's... Is that Nebraska versus Jason? I need to look on something else. Man, look at this Golgari Grave Troll. Bad art though. I guess there's just one foil. Yeah, that's weird. Because there's multiple foils. I wonder if it's just like showing a foil for each version because it doesn't know better. I don't know. We'll go back to this. Okay. Oh, Spawn Lost. We could be playing that guy. But yeah, like, Vintage Dredge is very cheap online. It's, if I were to make a Vintage deck, it's probably the one I'd go for because it's relatively feasible because the most expensive card is the Bazaars and they're like $350 a piece. Not that I want to spend $350 a piece on Bazaars to only play them like once a year. But if I had to make a choice of something and stick to it, I'd make that. Ideally, I'd like to play like Shops or Oath, because those decks are sweet. But yeah, can't always have that. This hand is not great. Not a mulligan. This hand is terrible. We're in a mulligan. As I pulled my fast. Well, guess we're keeping this. Hope we draw another land. Oh, white. So you don't have to hinge on drawing a white source. Because I've lost a game. They've played Omnitell in the past 15 days. We're probably dead anyway. This is an atrocious matchup, which unfortunately it's been ticking up. I've played it 2 or 3 times before. Hey, got rewarded for naming white. Welcome back, Malfina. And Fat Powder, don't you usually watch Joe's stream? Yeah, first of all. Oh, put the remixes of this on there. They're on an upcoming like remix. I forgot to play with Giant Arbor. I'm terrible at this game. So see a new one. I don't remember your answer for. And we're probably dead. I assume they only force that because they had fetch lands that they needed to play. Because outside of that, they really, yeah, they shouldn't care. Go and change his presence. Hope we don't die. We probably will. And I didn't bother playing the Elf Grass, so they'll just be able to pay for it. And it's funny that this card is stuck around, because it used to just be a combo backdoor when they were running Dream Halls. Because you would be able to, if you had Impulse still through your deck, you would be able to win with 2 blue cards and a Wish. Because it gave you all of the things to get 2 Fine and Dream Halls out in Omniscience. He's just gonna cast it. I want to see if you want to answer us. Though I don't know if they actually bother with release the ants on here. Seems like it would take a really long time. Teague doesn't do anything. Well, I don't think Teague does enough. I'll seal Primordium on Eidolon or Rhetoric. That seems pretty funny. Take Choke and a ring just to bolster our line of defense. Don't want Eidolon. We don't want grasses. It's not clicking. It's annoying. We all can confinement. Confinement's very bad for us. Oh, just need another card. Teague, whatever. This is a terrible matchup. I'm really sad we had to play this. This will probably push us out of contention. And hope that our hand was garbage. And that I missed playing the Arbor. Not that it would have changed anything. No. Misplays are misplays. The nice thing is that there hasn't been a punt yet. And we should lose this relatively fast, so I can go use the restroom and finish fleshing out the judge deck. We have another viewer from the last time I checked. Maybe. Maybe not. I wish the viewer list was better. Is there a point taking such a long time? Like, you shouldn't have this many choices. Unless he was, like, thinking about whether or not to bring in, like, oh god. Are you kidding me? Don't tell me. Oh my god, I fucking hate my router. That's something else I'm getting a new one of. Or I'm wanting a new one of for my birthday, which I should be getting. Though, me and my expensive tastes and stuff, I've had to, like, help pay for presents. It's kind of lame, but not from the richest of families. Thermalio, fan's just too fucking Christ. Oh my god. Whatever. The hand just didn't go anywhere. Like, a turn 3 Enchantress effect. This is not what we want. This one can at least be a turn 2. Like, I got a new office chair, had to help pay, like, no, I got a keyboard, and I had to pitch in, like, $50. Like, computer keyboard. Fancy schmancy, like, cherry switches and such, because my last one was some shitty one I bought for $20 that had a backlight. But since I'm getting more into gaming, I want to get a nice keyboard with my nice mouse. And then for my birthday, I'm wanting a monitor, which I need to pitch like another $50 in for. And I'm splitting on a router. Then I want like a nice $200 one that's gonna be relevant for a while. Because my current one was like $50 or $60 a few years ago. Shut up, Razor. I'm sad that this is... Oh, they don't play Soul Lands, do they? I checked, but my router's fucking crapped out. Yep. Fantastic. Though, again, at least I'm still, you know, live. As far as I'm aware. Like, the Monster Cat, or the chat's still going. I'm still connected to Moto. Whenever this happens, it just seems to be like new connections that break. So like, when I try to refresh it to check some stuff or like pull up Facebook, it doesn't work. But if it's already up, it works fine. Mana. Enchantress. Maybe. Please. Spell Pierce. That's so fun. Yeah, I'm really curious as to why it took them such a long time to decide on a board. Because their wish board is fairly versatile. So, I'm actually curious as to what he was thinking about. Whatever. Should be a dig. Yep. I feel like maybe we should have done that. Or, yeah, you have to make it for last turn. Whatever. I feel like it still might have gotten pierced. If only we didn't miss our land drop so we could try to slam choke afterwards. That'd be great. Because, like, choke isn't as great just because he's able to function so well at instant speed and then just slam down omniscience and not have to worry about lands. But, like, here, it's relevant. May have also wanted to hold on to that until we could do that line. I don't know. He has the rest in peace. Barnstorm. I want to get German brainstorms at some point. Get Duncan to be able to. I spoke a little German, but it's been years. I took like 3.5 years of it. It was fun. But like, I've lost all semblance of like past and future imperatives and a lot of my vocabulary, and yeah, I don't speak it as well as I could. And like, whenever I like think about it, I'm like, I doubt myself. I'm just like, I don't think that's actual German that someone would understand. But to its credit, German has a very nice sentence structure, whereas English is kind of messed up. German's a lot more like formulaic. That's interesting. It's jamming. I also taken there was a like summer study thing for Chinese where I basically got paid $250 to do this like curriculum that some people at a university thought up of. It was pretty interesting, and like we got to go on a day trip and got taken out for Chinese food, and given like a little dictionary and just taught basic Chinese. Though I didn't feel like I felt like they could have structured it a little better, because we like learned the Chinese and then learned how to like, or we learned how to speak, but like we didn't learn how to like, I didn't feel like we learned how to spell stuff very well. Okay. We have a lot of lines here. We can play Helm and try to helm him in response to him trying to do anything. We can Eidolon and try to helm, but that would probably only buy us a few turns or something. I'll play the Helm. We're going to be very patient with it. I like that he's thinking a lot about this. Okay, so he's going for an instant right now, so unfortunately this is our best time to try to do this. Hopefully he doesn't have another Cunning Wish to stifle or trigger. Yeah. It was a line. Like, the Eidolon wasn't much better because sure he couldn't cast anything for the rest of his turn, but like end step he'd be able to Cunning Wish release the ants. Oh. Oh yeah, I forgot that was an instant. Okay. He reveals Cunning Wish. Oh. No, that's on the bottom. Ah, crap. He found his armor pool. That's game. Alright, when you use Russian Lickfrost, I'll be right back. Enjoy this slightly updated view of my deck, because I still haven't updated it yet. Alright. Yeah, so like... Wait. Okay, now? Alright, so I realized I had a punt. Because we play an Emrakul of our own, which we probably should have kept flipping over cards in the hope that we could have found it in the next 18 cards. I'd increment the punt counter, but can't get into chat. Because my router sucks. Oh wait, I can. Haha! Alright. I decided to cooperate. Alright, chat, load up. Come on. Oh god. Audio now. Punt. Point. Now the dogs start barking. Ugh, yeah, that was a big fuck up on my part. Alright, let's look at some judge lists. I really wish you could, like, snap onto the other side. Alright. Night Melfina. We'll try to live the dream of going 2 and 2. And not punting anymore. It's always a good goal. Yeah, like, look at this. For this cost, we can make Vintage Dredge. Like, it's ridiculous. we have Goose Sixley joining us, who I'm going to refuse to call Google until he otherwise makes me stop. Either by posting in chat or something. Bridges. Of course, I'll get price comparison. Serum powder, it's ridiculous. Worlds online. I hate that this gets moved down so far. Shorter view. Oh, absolutely good foils at that price. Bargain. I'm saving this one's the foil. Maybe not. Spot. I seriously can't tell. I think this is the foil because there's some movement on that one. This will also make foil tokens, which is always nice. I haven't got to make any foil tokens. I don't play a lot of strategies with tokens, so might be surprised there. But guessed. Yeah, like foiling out a deck online is so much cheaper than foiling out a deck in paper. With some exceptions, like foil Helm of Obedience is like $40. It's only printed once. I'm sure there's like other random foil stuff, especially like Eternal staples that are expensive. 755. Oh, you were late? I saw you as a viewer. Oh. Well, we're 0-2. So off to a fabulous start. And we lost to Miracles, which I'm a little sad about. And we lost to Omnitell because I scooped a little early when we still had a sliver of a chance. Well, not really sliver, because we would have gotten to go through a quarter of our deck to try to find our Emrakul. But, more than a quarter. But it was still premature. I just gave up. Which I shouldn't have done. Which I mean isn't a big deal because that's a terrible matchup for us anyway, so it's very likely we still would have lost in the third game. So now I'm just making the skeleton for Vintage Dredge. I like the future sight border on stuff. It looks cool. So like the at one point I got to trade. I think I had 2 from the vault groves. At the time, they were at the same price as the future sight ones. I was able to trade them 1-for-1 with the vendor, which is very cool of him. Especially because it broke up the set of future sight ones that he had. But so very kind of him. Shout out to that guy from the first PTQ I ever went to, where I lost my win and in. Oh my god, that game was terrible. It was against Pod, which is one of the better matchups for Green Red Tron, which was all I had at the time. However, early in my Tron career, I was afraid of a lot of matchups that I now know are very, very good. So like I was afraid of American, I was afraid of Pod. I'm now much more confident in my ability to beat those decks, which is the reason I'm a little sad that Pod is gone, just because I didn't care when I was playing Tron. But so the guy plays like, yeah, I don't know. Especially I got really into these when I was playing. I had Manaless Dredge and Paper, and the borders helped make it very obvious when they were in your graveyard, which was kind of nice. Yeah, so game 1, he like plays a bunch of Mana Dwarfs, and I land a turn 3 Karn, and I'm like, I guess I'll blow up that one, and then he plays. This was back in the days of Kiki Pod. He played Zealous Conscript, stole my Karn, and killed Karn to break up Tron, and then I lost. Welcome, Enchantress Presence. Where were you when I needed you? And I'm trying to get better into searching for the unhinged lands, because they're the basics I have for Twin presently. You weren't. Welcome to the stream, though. We're talking random stuff in between rounds as I together Manaless Dredge. Yeah, white borders are nice. Yeah, I'm trying to get better about searching for the full art lands in an efficient manner. Sure. I'm 2 unhinged forests away from having... Ooh, nice. I'm 2 unhinged forests away from having all the unhinged lands for Enchantress. Unfortunately, they're all up to like $10 a piece, except for the mountains. People don't seem to like the mountain. For whatever reason. It always seems to be cheaper. At some point I want to have like 5 of each. It'd be kind of nice. Especially for like Modern and Legacy. Are you looking at the tapped out link? Because I think that's up to date. I don't have the second replenish in the board. I don't get to play this a lot in paper. But the meta seems to be adjusting to the presence of Enchantress, because there's at least 2 other people that are playing Enchantress now. But I have everything else. I also don't have the moat in my paper list, though I do have a moat. And my wild growths are beta. Those are the only real changes. I also don't have the blind obedience in the paper version, which I was trying to remember what all I changed with the last changes, but I don't remember what the blind obedience was. Oh, I had swords. That's what the change was. Yeah. Where did I put in mode? We lost to elves a couple times, which most can help a little bit with. I feel like there's another reason. Pyromancer deck. Because we've had a terrible record against Grixis Pyromancer. They just always seem to find all the actual counterspell. Yeah, tempo decks definitely have a huge problem with grass. That card's amazing. But I think the tapped out list is up to date as far as what we're playing online. I also just picked up a City of Solitude and some Carpet Flowers. Yeah, I liked them, but I just didn't really seem to bring them in a lot, which may change. But I don't know, we seem to be losing a lot to blue decks, which is kind of annoying. So I'm thinking about adding City of Solitudes and Carpet of Flowers to the deck. Also, you missed this, but last stream on Monday for our prize match, we beat Storm amazingly. Man, these bridges are not shiny. But that's fine. They'll make shiny tokens. And for those of you who don't know, Storm's an atrocious matchup for us. They're just too fast and we don't interact at all. I wonder what therapies are. $7. That's not too bad, especially since apparently the grave ones are online. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Foils of these. Yeah, so against Storm, game 1 he played 4 lands and then scooped to a confinement. I had no idea we were playing, but someone brought up that he was probably playing Storm, and that's why he scooped. So we boarded for it, but I took out all the grasses, and he had we managed to choke him, but after the choke landed, he managed to storm for 16 goblins and attacked us down to 3. And then we had a little chain that ended in us drawing the clutchest confinement ever and winning from there. Yeah, so we 2-0'd Storm on the last stream. Oh, didn't know this played in step normally. It makes sense, but because that card's amazing. Though I only really forget to cast it in Tiny Leaders. In which case it's passable. Foils are $3. I don't know if we have enough for it. I had swords for a little bit, but I don't know. Just having more cards in the deck that don't actually net a card just doesn't seem that good. But I don't know. We may go back to them. For now, we kind of need to shore up the blue matchups, though. We seem to be losing to them a lot. Which, again, is unfortunate, but they just always find so much counter magic against us. $8? That's ridiculous. I'm not paying $8. I'm not paying double for foil Serum Powders. Spawn's doing. Oh, Spawn 1. Nice. Photo trader turn. It's technically 4 mana. Dark Blast. Dark Blast seems really good nowadays, especially with all the mentor decks running around. Yeah, that's fine. This Dark Blast is able to take out mentor, unless the opponent has an instant. In which case, that's a little more awkward. Though, I guess you could fetch it back. Oh my god, please. What is happening right now? There. I don't know why that was so difficult. Yeah, here's the expensive card of the list. They're like 20 apiece. I feel like foils are even more exorbitant. Yeah, it's not even $18 online. Yeah, $45 for foils. But they're very good at what they do, which is give you mana of any color for the low cost of return to your hand so you can get back to build guests. I'm kind of sad that lists have... Yeah, it's only been printed once. Sundering Titans are $12, because they've only been printed like once or twice. That's ridiculous. But it makes sense in the lens of Bluetron doing a thing, but still, like $12 for that card. Yeesh. Also, mana confluences are a lot right now. And in making this deck, they're probably going to be cities for a while. And I'll just live with the small consequences of that until Confluence rotates out. So I'm actually not even going to bother with that. But like, city's bad against, apparently people play, Port in Vintage. I don't think I've ever seen that, but apparently it's a thing. And it's bad against Tangle Wire, because it still deals you damage when it becomes tapped. I clicked the wrong thing. So, what I should have looked on. $10 is what I want. Only $2. It'll deal us foil damage. The one of Dakmor Salvage. So, Presence, are you on, where did you hear about this from? Or are you just browsing? I have zero idea of where my viewers are coming from. Especially because I've, like, made posts in tons of different places. Okay. Who are you on the source? I feel like that name's familiar, but I couldn't actually tell you where it came from. But I definitely think I've seen your name before. Well, yeah, I'm only on the Enchantress thread too. Like, I don't want to... Apparently people are, like... Oh, well, on the Miracle thread, people were really toxic to, what's his face? Einherjar. Shonager. Because he said that he thought his build was the best. And, like, you know, if you take a second and think about it, why would he play any build that he doesn't think is the best? And people were just, like, shitting on him because he was just like, oh, you think you're just so much better. It's just like, no, he thinks that it's better, so that's why he plays it. Like, it's not that hard to figure out, guys. But yeah, I don't know. Enchantress is only the really thing that's interesting to me. And I'm not quite... I don't really want to, like, develop on Miracles, really. I know I should, because it's, in general, the better deck. And I have it, so I may as well. But I just want to see if this is passable, even though this isn't the biggest of fields that I'm going to be facing, like I will in Seattle. But yeah, this is basically just playtesting for that. At some point, I'm still going to do this, but at some point I may just need to start playtesting Miracles in paper. But I need to get a lot better at it mechanically, because I'm terrible at remembering my counterbalance triggers and remembering my top 3. And those are both kind of important. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be the first. It'll be nice. Yeah, and I feel, well, I don't actually know how big Legacy Grand Prix is good, because I haven't been to one yet, because they're always on the coast. And I'm in Kansas. But definitely against a wider field, it seems like a better choice. Though I hear that the West is usually more combo oriented. I have no idea if that's true or not. Yeah, I need to decide on a deck. Yeah. And just work on that deck. Gemstone Mine was another thing I was thinking about to replace the City of Brass, or the Mana Confluence, but I think just running City of Brass is going to be better. I'm just copying this straight out because I have zero experience with this deck. At some point, innovation will occur. But for now, this is only an idea. Elstrorn seems like a really good... It's an online promo for... answer to the, the Mentor and Pyromancer decks. I don't know, what's your board usually for the combo decks? It's always nice having another Enchantress player and compare notes. I don't think we have our fellow Enchantress player in the mix now. But there was another guy, on Monday we went 3-1, and we had another Enchantress player that went 3-1 as well. Unfortunately, our event didn't seem to get posted in any, like, result thing. There would have been sweet to see 2 Enchantress lists up there. Yeah, that seems like a good choice. I'm not sure I have those on here. I think I have like 3 in paper. Okay, I do have some on here. Yeah. I think that was from when I was first thinking about this, when I still had those in the board I was considering for paper. But again, I don't get to play Legacy, which sucks. Sure. Yeah, I just want to play so much Legacy. I don't get to. I seriously wish I got to play at least once a week, but I don't have a car, nor any aspirations to get a car in a timely manner. And there's a shop about 45 minutes to an hour away that has one Legacy event per week on Monday. So, like, it would mess up this, and I'd have to get a car or a consistent ride over, which I had one at one point, but he had a truck. It was very inefficient fuel-wise. And now he works in Kansas City, so can't really get rides over there. He's already working there. Selecting is weird. But oh, that was fine.